All right, let us go and disassemble number Johnny 5. No, actually, let's go disassemble that oil filter off of the engine that blowed up real good like. Whoops. Let's also knock the laptop off of the truck. That would be really fun because everybody hates laptops. Computers are dumb and nobody should have to use them. Says the guy who grew up using computers too much.
Base on them doohickeys down there.
Just get the tripod assembled here. All right, so here's my Wix 51773 filter. Not sure where it was made. Probably that USA place where stuff's made. That's some sort of a weird place. Made in USA. Yeah, I know where USA is. There's the oil that came out of the truck, or the oil that came out of the filter. Actually, just these Gatorade bottles are perfect. If you slice the top off, just stick the filter on top of it, and it just drains right down in. All right, we're gonna take this back over to where my chopping spot is over here. Over the metal chopping spot. Oh, here we go. Rotate. As AFP 95 should say. There we go. That should be a good spot right there. Go ahead and go find the grinder and whatnot and go see if I can chop the end off this filter and see what we got in there. I don't think there's... What the hell? Why is there brand new sawdust under this sawhorse? The fuck? Huh. Oh, carpenter bees. One of which looks rather angry. Well, let's make them even more angry by grinding on the damn thing that they're drilling into. I'm sure they'll appreciate that. It wouldn't possibly make them want to sting anybody. Nah, they'd never do that. Hell, that's not even bad wood. That's, well, that sawhorse is kind of weathered, but it's not nasty. Which means that this whole end of the building's probably completely tore up, because it is rotten. All right, let's grind. If I get stung by a carpenter bee, it usually leaves a pretty good sized welt, and you're going to hear some pretty cool language. All right, let's chop. And normally you shouldn't really use a grinder to chop these open because it introduces particulates that weren't there before. Oh, almost looks like some water got in there. That's odd. That's a nice rubber gasket on there, and or the backflow thing or whatever it is. Anyways, these Wix folders are good. Huh. Kind of weird looking. Well, the oil that came out of there is kind of weird looking too. I'm wondering what's... Hang on, let me go get some rags. Blue shop rags. They're blue. They're in the shop. And they're rags. I gotta start debranding that B2500 van before we haul it off. Because it's not supposed to have any brandage on there when it's hauled. Alright, what you got here? Look at that clean. Well, except for the grinder crud. A little bit of smeg in there, but that's to be expected with an engine that sat for that long. This dirt wasn't actually in there when I had it running. Huh. Is that rust? What the hell? Maybe it had water in there somehow or something. It shouldn't have, because it was covered. Unless somebody was dicking with it. That would make me rather irate. Alright, what's this look like? Here's the filter element. Little adaptive jig here. Yeah, look at that, it's brand new. Hardly anything in there. There's a little tiny bit of water in there. I'd chalk that up to condensation. I mean, that would have That would have just eventually evaporated anyway. That wouldn't have blown it up that bad. Well, I'm thinking I probably hydrolocked it on fuel, because it did kind of stop rather abruptly one time when it was the fuel pump or the fuel pressure regulator magically adjusted itself up to 80 psi, and of course the computer just sets the idle up high enough that it's still idle, so I wasn't really noticing anything wrong until I seen the black smoke coming out of it, and then I went to go shut it off, and it just kind of clunk stopped real quick. So I'm thinking I probably hydrolocked it and it busted a rod or bent one of the rods, and then I was kicking ass down the freeway and she just kind of let go, which really sucks because that was a really damn good motor. I mean, that thing had, I keep saying 50,000 or 70,000. I'm not quite sure what, but it was between 50 and 70,000 miles. It was low mileage. That thing was good, and now it isn't anymore. Look at that clean oil. That sucks. Well, oh, you little shit. Yeah, it looks sort of watery a little bit in there, but there's nothing. It ain't like a puddle or anything. It does, oil does look kind of weird, but maybe that's what it looks like when it's. And the oil that came out of it was clean too. It wasn't like it was poorly maintained or anything. The oil's not chunky or anything weird. It's just, a couple of little tiny pieces of oil or water. That's about it. And that's to be expected with an engine that's sat that long. And you would typically that would boil itself out as it ran. It just evaporate. That's what water does. Huh. We go cut another one of these Gatorade bottles and shove this into there and see what happens. Oh, I'm glad I forgot to throw those away now. Cool. Good job. Today, by the way, today is Memorial Day. It is. Why isn't my audio showing on the screen? There we go. Okay. You gonna track it? No, you're not. Now will you track it? It's not tracking the audio as it's recording. Well, whatever. We'll fix that later. I got other stuff to dick with right now. Oh, you know what? Forget that. Let's just get one of these funnels and pour this oil in one of these Gatorade jugs with a funnel, and then be a little easier to see. So it doesn't look like there's very much of anything. Oh, there's a little bit of water in the bottom of there too, huh? Of course, the filter caught it, which is fine. Stick the lid on here. Oh, you just can't see that, can you? I don't think this wee little bit of water stuck in the filter is going to ruin the engine like that. See, there's just a little tiny bit in the bottom of there. As I rotate it, you can see it running. There's hardly anything. I would not expect that to blow anything up, because it's stuck in the filter. It ain't in the engine anymore. I don't think it ever got to the engine. Oh, I don't see anything screwy in the bottom of this bottle either. Hmm. Oh well, yeah. Guess you live and you learn. Well, there's a shitload of sawdust in here. Come here, check this out. Look at all the sawdust under this sawhorse. And I haven't been cutting anything. That's just from the damn carpenter bees. It's not under the rest of them, just under that one. It's kind of weird. Well, of course, they're in the roof and then everywhere else up here, too. That doesn't help very much. Oh, well. All right, well, we learned a little bit today about what happened to the filter. In other words, no dirt. Just blew up because it felt like it. Well, I'll see you later.